Well, what do you know? Joe Biden has finally unified the country. He promised to bring people together, and that promise has been kept, but not in a way any Democrat ever imagined in their worst nightmares. It's now being widely reported that Democrat officials are beginning to openly panic as they see the Gaza protests pushing the nation to the right. And we're going to see exactly what's freaking the woke left out and why we may have these campus protests to thank for a Trump landslide in November. Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your Patriot Professor, here to help you stay sane in these insane times. If you haven't done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. Also, if you want to rid your life of all of the woke companies, I've got the next best move you need to make. If you're not getting your meat from Good Ranchers, then you're just plain missing out, gang. Not only does Good Ranchers raise some of the best meat I've ever tasted, they're a conservative American company out to serve courageous patriots like our Turley Talks family. One of the best parts about ordering from Good Ranchers is that this premium American-raised meat is coming straight to your door. It's convenient, it's delicious, and you can feel good eating it knowing that you're supporting conservative values. Believe me, gang, you won't be disappointed. And to show their gratitude for patriots just like you, they're going to give you 10% off your order. So don't waste your time buying factory-raised meat from some other country. Click on that link below or go to goodranchers.com/shop and add code Turley for 10% off your order of delicious American-raised meat from Good Ranchers. Keep your hard-earned money out of the pockets of greedy liberals and get real meat from real conservatives. Click on that link below right now. As you're seeing here, there was a rare moment of unity on the campus of the University of Alabama. For just a brief moment, it didn't matter if you were waving a Palestinian flag or if you were waving an Israeli flag or, heck, an American flag for that matter. For just that brief moment, students were united in their common disdain for bumbling Biden. There are today a myriad of reports coming out that Democrat operatives are indeed beginning to openly panic about the effect these pro-Palestinian protests are having on the November election, and for very, very good reason. So let's make sure we understand what's really happening here. We've got two dynamics happening at the very same time that promises to bury the Democrats in November. The first one is one we've been talking about for some time now on this channel, and that's the way wokeness actually splits the left, right? The irony when it comes to wokeness is that it actually ends up working against the very political faction that's pushing it. Now, again, I've talked about this over and over again on this channel. You take any woke issue, critical race theory in the classrooms, transgender athletes competing in women's sports, pro-Palestinian sentiments, whatever it is, you ask people on the left whether they support it or not, half will support it, the other half won't. The progressive side of the left, of course, is all for any woke issue. But the more classical liberal side, the Bill Maher side, the Piers Morgan side, they're dead set against it. And I've said it, I've seen it personally. I know people who are diehard Democrats, but who despise all things woke. So wokeness splits the left, but that's just half of it. It also has the effect of uniting the right, in that the right is 100% against all things woke. So wokeness splits the left and it unites the right. And that is a recipe for political disaster if you're a Democrat come November. What's happening right now is that Joe Biden is staying relatively silent in the midst of all this campus unrest. And the point here is that he has to. He has to because he knows he needs the Arab American and Muslim American vote in November if he's going to win in states like Michigan that has the highest Muslim population in the country, like in the city of Dearborn, which is has an all-Muslim city council. But it's precisely that vote that's threatening to abandon Biden because of his support for Israel. Back in November of last year, Muslim leaders from several battleground states gathered together in Dearborn to officially launch an organized national campaign to ensure that Biden loses in November. As many of you know, Muslim Americans, Arab Americans, were instrumental in helping Biden win in 2020, voting for him with upwards of 70% of the vote. And this was crucial in a swing state such as Michigan, which is one of the most densely populated Muslim populations in the country, particularly Dearborn, as I mentioned. But shortly after the breakout of the Israeli-Hamas war in October, we began to see that support crumble. Muslim and Arab Americans have been increasingly coming out and openly telling Biden that they will not back him in 2024 because of his blanket support for Israel and the Hamas conflict. NBC News recently published a report on Biden's support among Muslim Americans absolutely cratering. While 70% of Muslims voted for Biden in 2020, that support has now plummeted to just 16% today. This is what has the Democrats in absolute panic. They're actually watching their coalition split in real time. And their answer to this is simply to have Biden say nothing. That's why he's been so silent over these campus protests. No press conference, no official statement, nothing, no address to the nation, nothing. He knows he's already in hot water with the Muslim vote for sending billions and billions of dollars of aid and military spending to Israel in support of Israeli forces. He knows that is already politically damaging him. And so he has no choice but to try to minimize that damage by purposely staying silent and thereby tacitly supporting these pro-Palestinian protests. Now, there's a second major dynamic going on here, and that's how the political right is exploiting this campus unrest as a breakdown of law and order. So while the Democrats are caught up in the actual ideological split between the Israelis and Palestinians, President Trump is focusing instead on the need to restore law and order in the nation. In other words, what's happening on our college campuses is but a microcosm of the whole country falling apart. Now, I've got to say, this is brilliant. This is exactly what the Republicans should be doing politically. The last thing they should be doing is what this clown show of congressional Republicans did the other day, which was passing that utterly stupid Anti-Semitism Awareness Act. Again, if your enemy is destroying himself in a culture war, don't get in his way. These congressional clown Republicans are an utter and total embarrassment. Instead, they should take their lead from President Trump. He's not even getting in the middle of it. What he's doing is he's calling for riot police to vanquish the radicals on all college campuses, crack down on these woke lunatics, and restore law and order. At the same time, senators now are calling for the removal of university administrative officials and faculty that are fomenting and incentivizing radical cultural Marxist sentiments on college campuses. This is all political gold. This is political gold because this is exactly what Nixon did back in '68. He exploited the campus unrest as an example of the breakdown in law and order that inevitably comes with left-wing policies and sentiments. And the vast majority of the country agreed. The vast majority of the country in '68 and '72 turned to the right as a result of the societal unrest. Now, there was, of course, a quick reprieve in '76 with Carter, but that was quickly quelled by the Reagan Revolution, which saw 3 Republican presidential landslides in a row. So these are the two dynamics they're going to keep an eye on here. The splitting of the left over ideological differences on the one hand, and the uniting of the right for the restoration of law and order on the other. Those two dynamics may indeed spell disaster for the Democrats come November. Here's your opportunity to tell big tech tyrants where they can stick it. Click on that link below and download our brand new cancel-proof Turley Talks app, and you can sign our special declaration of restoration. That's our petition to big tech that declares a new day is dawned. They are no longer in control, and we are taking our nation back. We've already got over 1,000 signatures of courageous patriots, and yours is next. Click on that link below or go to fight.turleytalks.com right now.